Today we're excited to introduce a game-changing feature that's going to make your design workflows smoother, more consistent, and way more efficient. We're talking about our new custom color palette feature. This tool is all about making sure your brand and production colors are front and center from concept to final print. With the custom color palette feature, shops can now create, customize, and manage color palettes that are specific to brands or preset ink options. And the best part, these custom palettes are right there within the stock art customizer. This means that everyone from your design team to your production crew has direct access to the exact approved colors they need. So let's dive in and take a look at how to set up and use custom color palettes to keep your designs consistent and your workflow seamless. First, head over to the new Color Palettes section under Account Settings. Here you'll be able to view the system color palette. Simply hover over any color to see its hex and RGB codes. Next, you can customize your palette by sorting, hiding, or deleting colors. Just remember, you need to have at least one color palette, but you can hide the system color palette as long as you've added at least one of your own custom palettes. To create a new palette, click the Add New Color Palette button, give your palette a name, and start adding colors. By default, the color is white, but you can click on the color swatch to use the color picker. Here you can select a color with the color picker or input specific values for RGB or hex. If you need to edit the color values, you'll need to do so in the color picker. You can't change them directly in the column view. For more flexibility, you can switch to a CMYK color profile. When you do, you'll see a disclaimer about converting between RGB and hex colors and CMYK. When the disclaimer pops up, you can click on a link to view an article on RGB and CMYK color profiles. RGB and hex colors are more vivid on screen compared to CMYK. Converting to CMYK may result in duller prints and color shifts because CMYK colors have a smaller color gamut. Screen colors will vary from monitor to monitor. This is why the default disclaimer in the GraphicsFlow art approval feature focuses on this issue. Consult with your suppliers and the instructions for your printers for recommendations on color models and printing practices to ensure accurate color reproduction. You can create palettes that include both RGB and CMYK colors, but keep in mind you'll get a pop-up notification if you mix color types. Once you're happy with your palette, you can save it and reorder the color palettes using drag and drop. Simply click on the palette name to expand it and see all the colors in the palette. Hover over any color to view its value, name, and color model. You can remove colors from the palette, but note that rearranging colors isn't supported. When working in the stock art customizer, you can enable multiple palettes depending on specific production requirements or print processes. For example, set up a palette optimized for sublimation, DTG printing, or DTF transfers. Screen printers can even create palettes simulating popular Pantone colors that match their ink sets. While GraphicsFlow doesn't include Pantone colors, you can simulate them by setting up a palette with matching names and corresponding RGB or hex values. To obtain the hex or RGB values, you can use external resources like StudioRed.com for Pantone to RGB or hex conversions. One important note, custom color palettes don't support spot colors, so if you're outputting color separations for screen printing, make sure to set your colors to spot colors in your graphics program before outputting film. To edit a stock design with your new custom palette, select a design and click Customize. When you hover over the colors, you'll see the hex and RGB values displayed. To change the colors, just select the palette from the drop-down, choose your color, and click Apply. You can even swap outline colors independently by selecting specific objects. What makes the color palette feature so useful? Brand consistency. This feature makes it easy to ensure that every design matches your client's brand standards perfectly with no guesswork involved. Efficient collaboration. A shared palette means every designer and production staff member is working with the same approved colors. Fewer inconsistencies and more time to focus on what you do, which is creating amazing designs. Production-ready colors. With these palettes, you're selecting only from colors you can produce. That means smoother production, fewer headaches, and less risk of needing to redo jobs because of incorrect color choices. Customizable and flexible. Adjust, sort, or hide palettes as needed. Whatever the project, you can make it work for you. Cross-platform access. Whether you're in the shop or on the go, you'll have full functionality across desktop and mobile devices. Custom color palettes are available wherever you are. So what's it look like in real life? Say you're working with a big client that needs every design to be spot on for their brand guidelines. Instead of double-checking every color, just create a custom palette with their brand colors and your team is good to go. Or let's say you've got multiple designers and production members collaborating on a job. By using a shared palette, every design element will always have the correct colors, no questions, no mistakes. And for those shops that need to work with limited ink inventories, custom palettes make sure your designers are only choosing colors of ink that you actually have on hand. No more delays or reworks because of unavailable colors. The custom color palette feature is all about making your work easier, more consistent, and always production ready. Ready to take your designs to the next level? Dive in and explore the custom color palettes feature today. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep creating.